about it. The first is that the LARCs, as they're called, last up to 10 years. I had no earthly idea before I looked at this of the length of time that a woman is rendered infertile as a result of this. The other thing that struck me about it is that it is a program that is aimed at the poor. If you take a woman who comes into a facility and she asks for this type of contraception, depending on her age, she may be basically ending her chances of ever bearing a child. And now, it's not that we don't, that we're flooded with children. Last year we had the lowest birth rate in the country ever. So the problem is not too many children. And what makes me a little uneasy about this is that it sort of smacks of the idea that we have too many of the wrong kind of children. Because if you think of who is being targeted, it is being targeted at the poor. And that makes me feel uneasy. I am pro-life for everyone, but I am uneasy about the idea that we target a segment of the population and we say that we're going to focus a program on them that will, it would be one thing if we were talking about a year or something like that, but when we're talking about 10 years, depending on when a woman goes in, she may very well end her chances of bearing children. And I understand, I know the cycle. Look, I'm coming up on 50 years of marriage. I know a little bit about kids. I've got 16 grandchildren, so I know a little bit about kids. But at the same time, also know that people have a tendency, it's the modern tendency, to put off childbearing. I think all of you know that. And then you get an insert that takes you out of that arena for another 10 years. And you're going to have a lot of people who are not going to be able to bear children. Now, I will point out, this is removable. You can go in, you can surgically remove it. So I don't want to mislead anybody about it. But it's a hurdle. It's a hurdle that people have to overcome. And so this is the reason that I have introduced it. I am uncomfortable about the fact that this lasts for 10 years, up to 10 years. They're trying to make it to where it can last even longer. They're studying that. And I think that it is focused on a certain demographic group, and that makes me uncomfortable. I don't think that is appropriate. And so that is the purpose of the bill. Thank you, Mr. President.